Last time on Hakai, just as Bardock's squad found Goku's whereabouts and Bardock himself moved in on the offensive, Gine jumped in the way of his blast. But what could have possibly possessed her to do such a thing? Hyperdimension, the realm above all. Saving Gine from the blast, Goku moves without thinking. The force of which sends his hood flying over his head. Now fully exposed, his face is in clear view for everyone to see. Bardock's eyes widen in absolute shock, his mind struggling to process what he's seen. What the? That face, he utters, his voice barely more than a stunned whisper. Realizing it himself, Goku stiffens. Oh no! His stomach drops. He's really in trouble now. In the present time, at one of the most extreme and distant points within the vast, incomprehensible expanse of Zeno's realm, a place where only the most powerful can even dare to reach. We now return to our group of Buu, Pikkon, Piccolo, and Gohan. The last time we checked in on them, Pikkon had taken the initiative to rally them all together at Beerus' sacred planet of destruction. His purpose was obvious: to push them to their absolute limits, sharpen their abilities, and fortify their minds and bodies in anticipation for the war looming on the horizon. As for Buu and Oob, their presence in this conflict may prove more critical than anyone. Unlike Gohan and Piccolo, they carry a power within themselves maybe even more mysterious. One that extends to the origins of the original Majin Buu, not the iteration we're familiar with, one that harkens back to the 5 great primordial beasts. Pikkon, the leader of the Celestial Guardians, the most elite defense force in all of Zeno's kingdom. Possessing both wisdom and experience, is convinced that Gohan and Piccolo have yet to fully unlock the depths of their true power, something untapped and waiting to be brought forth. But all that aside, Buu finally lets his emotions get the better of him. Stomping his feet like a child, his frustration finally boils over as he shouts, "I'm bored and I'm hungry!" Gohan, although much more level-headed, agrees. He's lost count of how many hours they've been endlessly traveling in this cube, heading towards wherever Pikkon has in mind, and not once have they stopped for even a single break. However, the Guardian remains unfazed. He casts a sideway glance away from Buu before speaking in his usual calm but firm tone. "If I were you, I wouldn't complain." He doesn't sound irritated, just disciplined like he's done this a few dozen times before. To him, this isn't just a journey to endure, it's a necessary step in their mission. The transport we're using now is faster than any of the other available in the 12 universes, he states plainly. Except, of course, for instant teleportation. Even Whis, with all his angelic speed, would take days to cover the distance they've already traveled. The science of which gets Gohan all hot and bothered. He asks, "Wow, seriously? Where are we now?" Pikkon informs him that at this very moment, they are ascending beyond the limits few have ever reached. They're nearing the absolute pinnacle of the 12 universes. So much so, they're currently even above the Grand Palace of Zeno. Still confused as to what's going on, Piccolo questions, "And why are we going so far? What purpose does Pikkon have in leading them to such an unreachable place?" But before he can even receive an answer, something else crosses his mind. He furrows his brow slightly and adds, "By the way, you haven't exactly told us where we're heading." So the Guardian details their objective. "Our goal is to reach the top of the realm that you know as the 12 universes. At the very center of the 12 universes, in the highest region, there is something that will take us out of this realm." "You're saying we're going to a place outside of the 12 universes?" Pikkon meets his gaze. Exactly. He allows the statement to sink in before continuing. Although the idea of realms outside of space-time isn't exactly a new concept to our heroes. You're about to witness places no mortal has ever dreamed of. His eyes scan across the group as he adds, it'll be a one-of-a-kind experience. So get excited. When something gets everyone's attention simultaneously. With a smirk, Pikkon mutters to himself, there it is. A giant shark floating in the middle of space? Gohan's eyes widen in bewilderment, staring at the massive, otherworldly creature before him. Instinctively, he blurts out, oh my gosh, what is that? Though given his previous experiences in the demon realm, although also taken aback, his expression is more calculating than surprised. Is that some kind of warp-sama? His question catches Pikkon off guard. He's a bit surprised that Namekian would have knowledge of such an entity. For those unfamiliar, warp-sama is more or less a type of cosmic fish, a mysterious being responsible for transporting individuals between the three worlds of the demon realm and outside to the real world. But to answer Piccolo's question, the answer here is no. The truth is, the being that stands or floats before him is not warp-sama at all, though his function bears similarity to that particular cosmic entity. Instead, this mysterious creature goes by another name and serves an even grander purpose. Its name is Koismo-sama, and he'll be the one to connect Zeno's realm to the place they're heading. Gohan, still captivated by the sheer size and presence of the creature, can't help but comment, that fish gives off an incredible aura of authority. His words striking an unexpected chord. Pikkon's expression tightens. His head swings towards the Saiyan. Be careful not to refer to Koismo-sama as a fish. He might not like it and we don't want to upset him. His tone's serious, even a little fearful. If Koismo-sama functions anything like Warp-sama, then there's a real chance that an insult, even unintentional, could cause him to refuse passage to travelers he deems unworthy. And speaking of which, a deep, thunderous voice suddenly bellows across the empty void.
Identify yourself!
Pikkon steps forward, a clear respect in his tone as he responds. It's me, Pikkon, leader of the Celestial Guardians. I've brought these visitors. His glare lightens.
Do they meet the requirements?
A grin creeps across Pikkon's face as he tilts his head slightly. Why don't you see for yourself? Koismo-sama narrows his massive eyes, taking a closer look at the group before him. His stare lingers, examining them with a depth that suggests that he's seen something beyond the physical.
They are!
He suddenly reacts, his voice booming with genuine surprise. Pikkon's smirk deepens. You've realized it, haven't you? But realized what? What unspoken secret passes between the two? Also curious, Gohan glances to Piccolo. Mr. Piccolo? Why did he just look at us and seem so surprised? How should I know? The mystery lingers. Whatever Koismo saw and whatever Pikkon already knows, it remains unspoken. The massive being rolls his eyes as if shaking off the moment. Then in a much flatter tone, he mutters,
Well, in any case, I need you to say the password.
And simple enough, the password is time. Satisfied, he chimes back.
Very well. You may pass.
Zipping into his mouth. Gohan sweats. We're not gonna have to get swallowed by him, right? And yeah, they are. He's not the only one with concern. Piccolo bluntly asks Pikkon if this is safe, who cheekily instructs everyone to get ready. They're gonna feel a little tremor. showing in the entrance and out the exit. Our gang tries to gather themselves as Gohan thinks his brain turned into jelly. Piccolo admits that for a moment, he thought he was gonna die. Boo also reacts, but somehow more cheerful than ever. Pikkon grins. Hey, you two, instead of complaining, how about looking at what's right in front of you? Getting a look, the trio is awestruck. They're presented to the realm known as the Hyperdimension. The sheer majesty of this realm is overwhelming. Its grandeur so vast it challenges even the awe-inspiring splendor of Zeno's palace. But why have they been brought here? What purpose does this realm serve in their journey? What secrets lie hidden within its boundless expanse waiting to be uncovered? What has Pikkon foreseen that convinced him to bring along Gohan, Piccolo, Buu, and Ooh to this fabled place?